Hello and welcome back. This is Growing Space's greenhouse. We've now got the interior done and I'm going to show you the interior today. The last video was a stop motion video of how the greenhouse was being built. In today's video I will take you on a tour of the inside of the greenhouse. Here's a quick sweep of the area. The barn is over there. Over here is the root cellar. Pond stocked with fish. And into the greenhouse we go. Since we saw you last, we've been busy building out the interior of the greenhouse. One of the design features that we decided to do was a screen door on the outside so that the air could flow easily. Also, instead of taking just the solar or just the electric fans, we added both solar and electric fans to the greenhouse to try to keep it cooler. You can see our 4 small solar fans off to the edges and the 2 110s over on the north side to be used during the summer. I added a deck. The deck, to keep the visualization from the deck well, I used wire along the outside. It also, in the winter, will allow for the sun to come in and still hit the water. But in the summer, it will shade the water. So if I said that backwards, in the winter, still hits the water, but in the summer, it will shade the water. Along the outside, we can see from the winter some of our cool plants still growing. We have beets, broccoli, Swiss chard, some of the summer plants that have been planted, green beans. My wife's flowers are started and will be put out on her area shortly. And as we walk around here, again, some more warm weather plants and my wife's flowers. The tomatoes I planted mostly on the outside because I think that they're going to like the sun better. But some of them I planted on the inside to utilize the deck for growing up to the deck. At the end of the winter, I planted my warm weather plants here in the central portion, since that is the warmest area of the greenhouse. And as we circle around, I will show you some other details. Potatoes, we're growing in stacked boxes around the outside. We're predicting that those will make about 40 pounds per area of potatoes, and we're growing them every 3 to 4 weeks, so we have about 40 pounds of potatoes every 3 to 4 weeks. Here's the next batch, and then the last batch is over there without boxes yet. Here's a cabbage left over from January. It's starting to be harvested shortly. Here's our beans. I will zoom in on a bean so that you can see it. And I've climbed the beans and the peas up the side of the greenhouse on the north side so that it does not shade the rest of the greenhouse. This is snow peas, and again I put them on the north side so that they don't shade the rest of the greenhouse. We will peek in here to see a zucchini. Ooh, very nice sized zucchini. One thing that I have learned is in the greenhouse with squash and zucchini, it is required to pollinate them because there is no bee activity in the greenhouse. I will take you over to the squash now and show you that they too have been pollinated. I just come out in the morning, and on the male here in the central portion I take a small Q-tip and place some pollen on the female flowers below with the bulbous beginning of the plant there, so you can tell the difference. This is the pepper area in the very center of the greenhouse. As you can see, it gets a tremendous amount of sun. One thing that I'm trying just to see if it's possible is artichokes, which I don't think anybody else in North Carolina is going to grow without a greenhouse. Rosemary and some of the other cooler weather stuff. I'm going to walk up on the deck now. The steps I made with stone. I created the deck the stairs going right next to the deck to prevent any shading and to take up the least amount of room as possible. We're going to step up the stairs now. And on the deck, I have a small sitting area, a table that we pull out to eat on, and as you can see around the outside, LED lights, which all in total are only 50 watts, which is equivalent to one light bulb. So again, let's take a panoramic view from left to right. As you can see, the wire on the outside does not inhibit your view. We come around, you can see the 6 fans along the perimeter. And the only last thing to show you that I guess I did forget is I do have automated irrigation. You can see the pipes. They go to each zone. I've harvested a spring about 30 feet above the greenhouse. It's all gravity fed. And there's independent valves for each zone so that you can water each zone independently. We use a humidity reading in the morning and decide which zones to water. So, very good. There you have the follow-up to the inside of the greenhouse. Thank you for watching.